I'm alone again. It's weird. It's, I guess we won't hear about how Tyler's an actor, because he likes to tell us that every show. So just so you know, Tyler's an actor. Anyways, I'm excited. I've got two lovely guests. I don't want to be alone for too long, so I'm going to bring them in right away here. I got Casey Sharp and Carey-Ann Thurlow from Risio. Here they are. I'm going to be kind of like in the middle here, squeezed in the middle, if I can figure this out properly. Boink. There we go. Hello, ladies. How are you today?
Hi, very good.
How goes it in the lovely land of Alberta? Now, where exactly in Alberta are you guys?
We are located in Calgary.
Oh, beautiful Cowtown. How's the weather in Cowtown?
It's beautiful
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Nice.
And we're all collectively sad because our hockey team didn't make it to the playoffs, right?
Well,
While
ours
you're
did.
down there, yeah, we are Oilers fans at
Oh,
heart.
well, there you go. Your team made it. Great. Our team, like, yeah, we won't go there.
No.
It'll make everybody sad. So let's hear a little bit about yourselves. Let's talk about Risio. What are you guys doing? What are you excited about? And then I'd love to get into. I just we had Mike Clark on from Workforce on our last podcast, and we talked about how he's got getting temps in, and how there's a shortage of personnel out there, and we're up against the cap. If we look in terms of growing the practice, we need the people in the practice. Like, you need the people to do the dentistry. So what are you guys doing out there to get people excited about being in the dental industry, training them up to be great CDAs so that they can get into that practice and become an all-star member in that practice?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we're just getting them excited about being a dental assistant, and we love the profession that we're in. And so it's fairly easy when we're passionate about what we're delivering.
So what are your backgrounds? Let's start there. How about we start there? Whoever wants to start, it's weird. So let's start with you, Casey. What's your background? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
yeah. I'm a dental assistant by trade. That's where I started my career. So I went to school for dental assisting in Edmonton at NAIT back in 2002. So I've been a dental assistant for more than 20 years. And after working in the industry and clinically for a number of years, I also was teaching at a college in Calgary. And there, I just really noticed that students didn't always want to come and do traditional learning. So that was sort of where those seeds were formed for a distance delivery program, understanding that students need other options.
Awesome. Okay, Carrie-Ann, what about yourself?
Yeah, so like Casey, I started in the dental industry over 20 years ago. I met Casey in Banff, working at a dental office there, and evolved my career from there. I took my dental assisting as well, distance delivery, while I lived in Banff, and worked full time at a dental office there. And I did that through NAIT. And so when I moved to Calgary, I eventually also got into dental assisting education at a college, and I worked alongside Casey, and loved the education piece. I chaired the dental health department there, and so eventually went back to school to gain my MBA, and liked the business side of that college aspect. And so when Casey and I came together, we put our expertise together. Mine sort of from the business side of curriculum and education, and then Casey's e-learning side. And she was a clinical dental assistant. And so together we were able to build something pretty special and incredible that we were able to offer different people across Canada.
So a little bit of like we got a little bit of yin to the yang situation going on with you two. Would that
Yeah.
be okay to say? Yeah.
That
Um,
is very accurate.
awesome. And I think, as being an entrepreneur and with my partner Tyler, you kind of need that to start a business. You need sort of the qualities that you don't possess. It's nice to it's a beautiful thing, entrepreneurship and creating an idea and seeing it flourish. So where's Risio now? What's exciting? Let's talk about the beginning journey. Where did it start? When you guys saw that it was starting to get success, and then let's get into where things are now. Any one of you.
I'll start with this one. So this is actually a really great story. Casey and I met for our usual dinner that we scheduled usually once every couple months. And at this dinner, we decided that we had this vision and this dream. And so we thought, how great would it be to start a dental assisting school? And so we did. We both had expertise in different areas to be able to get this going quickly. And we did just that. We worked really, really hard to build curriculum. I was working in a dental practice managing at the time, and Casey was working for WestJet. And so on our spare time, outside our families and our careers, we built this program. And so it's quite simple when we look back at how it started, but it really wasn't simple in the building process of it all and going through all of the approvals with regulators and Ministry of Advanced Education and whatnot. So, I think it's really wonderful when we can talk about how it started with a dream and we made that dream come true. And now we notice what we are offering to the industry, and we've had a lot of people come to us to try and get this further in Canada and further programs. And yeah, we're excited. We work hard and we build everything ourselves, and so we're really proud of that. We're proud of what we do with our program and our students and our team, and I think that's the secret to our success.
It's hard to I'm now on the side here, so it's kind of bounce around. We the three of us know the amount of opportunity there is out there, the shortage of personnel. I bet that you guys just can't get people through the system fast enough. What if there's anybody interested that is looking to get into becoming a CDA, where do they start? What's the first steps?
Yeah, so the first step would be to secure a position in a dental office in some capacity. So not as an intraoral clinical dental assistant, but as a receptionist or as a sterilization tech. And we also have different programs built into our suite of offerings where we can ladder and actually advance our students through first a course just as a high level introduction into the industry, and then we have a course specifically geared for sterilization techs. And then once they've secured employment, we ask our students to be working in an office for a minimum of 3 months to make sure that it is a good fit, that they like the industry, they like the office that they're in, and then they can apply for the full program for the dental assistant diploma program once they're working in office. So that mentorship that they have in the office and that work integrated learning component is key to the success of our program. The feedback that we have received from the students and from the dentists and seeing the results of their national board exam all attest to this mentorship style learning. They're seeing the way an office runs, they're seeing the office culture, and they're getting firsthand experience with all of those procedures and the theory that they're learning. So we have contacts. We have a number of offices that we have relationships with, and Carey can speak a bit more to that. And she has no problem placing students and connecting offices that would like to have a student in their office with students that are looking for an office.
So just, yeah, like major hands-on component, like the practical side to all of this is, super important, right? I would imagine. I'm just looking at the website here. What's this free online course thing all about? What's that all about?
So we designed that course as a high-level overview of the industry. So it's going to have topics like terminology, numbering. It will have different procedures. So basically, it is for somebody wanting to get their foot into the door into a dental office. This will give enough information to be able to work as an admin, and then you can go from there. You can become a sterilization tech, and then a dental assistant.
Awesome. So you're speaking to your network of dentists that if there's a practice out there that's interested in getting in touch with you guys, what's the best way?
Yeah, typically if dental offices have questions or want to put someone into our program, they would contact us initially through the website. We have a contact us page. Another great way is just to email us at info@risiodental.com. Myself, Casey, and Jewel get that email, and one of us will always respond. We have a lot of dentists that contact us to learn more about the Alberta job grant or Canadian job grant. It is available in other provinces as well. And so dentists will call us and get more information on how to apply for that and try and get a bit of funding back for their dental team members that are putting through the program. So
let's get into like what is the job? What is the job grant for those who don't know out there? What's that all about?
Cool. It's exciting. It changes every year, so I can't, say that it will always be this way. But right now, the Canada Job Grant is available to employers that want to upskill their team members, and so it's available for these dental offices to be able to put that person into a program like ours, and they will receive back 2/3 of the funding, and so they will offer up to $15,000. That's currently what the government has set aside.
Wow.
And the program does change on a yearly basis slightly over time. And right now, it's a wonderful thing that they have available for dental offices to be able to get their people trained, which is nice.
Awesome. So what makes a successful CDA? Like what makes a successful team member in a dental practice? What are you teaching the team members that are going to be eventually part of one of these teams?
Yeah, so with our program, we can teach them all of the theory and all of the clinical skills, but a big component of a successful relationship in a dental office with other team members is going to be the personality traits. So we really like to let offices know that they can hire somebody for a good fit. So the personality match, good work ethic, caring personality, and then they can put their employee through our program, and we can actually train them to become the dental assistant. So we recognize that a lot of the what makes a really great dental assistant is that caring attitude. It's the great work ethic. It is the adapting to that fast-paced nature of a clinic, and really a team member that's going to pitch in all aspects. And as much as we can teach some of those skills, a lot of that is personality, and a lot of that is just learned also being mentored by other team members. So I think that the traits of a dental assistant are ones like in any healthcare profession, somebody that's really looking for that people connection, as well as somebody that's really organized and just like a go-getter, a team player.
Mm-hmm. So is there some aspect in your program that you're going over these personality traits? Like, are you, like, I know there's there's one where there's 16 different personality types? Is there something like that you're doing?
We do have a session where we bring in a professional that talks about some of the soft skills and talks about, communication and that feedback and how to give and receive feedback. And we find that some of the conflicts that we see in dental offices are addressed during that session, because we have been finding, there's the same kind of trends. So we actually bring in a company called Co-Catalyst, and they speak with our students on that aspect. But we're very lucky when we see them in their clinic. When we see them in their clinical session at Risio, they've already been working in a dental office for 10 months at minimum, if not years. And so they're well versed in that office culture, and they come with really, really great foundational skills when we see them in their clinical session.
Awesome. Okay. So what makes you guys different? Why should somebody, why should a CDA come and get their training from you two?
Yeah, because of the delivery methods. So while a student is going to school at Risio, they can continue to work in an office. They can continue to stay in their hometown, still be present for their family commitments, and earn a paycheck while they're taking our program. So really, it's a win-win situation. The students love the delivery method. We give them lots of flexibility within guidelines, and so they can actually do their education when it works for them. This program speaks very close and is very near and dear to our hearts, because we're both moms, and we understand that where you might live might really restrict where you can get your education. So what we're passionate about is offering education to everybody. And we really understand, after having graduates come through our program, the impact that we've made in their lives. Their feedback that we've received is that they would not have been in any other way been able to take this education and advance their careers and do something wonderful for themselves and for their family.
That's awesome. And also, your moms, and you get all that stuff, but you guys you've been there. You've been in the practice. You know what it takes, right? So that's pretty major, that, something that you can share. What's coming down the pipeline? Like what's coming next? Oh, we just we just lost Carey-Ann there. Hey, you see, that happens. Casey, I'll shoot this one at you. So what's exciting? What's coming up next? Like, what are you seeing, like voids in the industry where, you've got some great ideas that are brewing that you can offer?
Yeah, so we really want to be able to offer this option out east. So currently our program is Canada-wide. So any student from across Canada can take our program and do the online component, and then just fly in or drive in for the clinical sessions. So we purposely built the program so it is condensed. We do a 12-day clinical session midway, and then a 9-day clinical session at the end of the program. So it's not that much of a commitment for people, but we do understand that it can be quite far if you are coming from the East Coast, which we do have students all the way east, as far as New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. So we're very excited that we are almost through the approval process to open a campus in Toronto, which would now open up the East to a lot more students, and that way they don't have to come all the way to Calgary.
Although, yes, Calgary's a fun town, though. So
yeah,
maybe
it can be fun.
Stampede time, right? That's exciting. So I know we were talking a little bit beforehand, and you guys are like so close to be opening in Toronto. So is there any like ETA on when that's going to be a go?
So we expect to hear our approvals by summer, and then just some logistics before we start advertising and enrolling students out in our Toronto campus.
Yeah, and I'll knock on wood for you here. You don't want to jinx anything, right? I see Carey-Ann. She's in the green room. So let's see if I can bring her in here. There, she's back. You see when things happen live, you just kind of roll with it. Did you press a button there?
I hope I wasn't frozen.
You weren't. You just kind of
facial expression.
Yeah, no, we weren't lucky enough. You just kind of vanished. So I just asked Casey what she's excited about. What are you excited about?
I am excited about just expanding across Canada and being able to offer what we have to offer to other provinces, and really just providing better access for the students to be able to keep their jobs and then also come for their clinical training and not have to travel so far. I think that's really important. Um, our vision, our mission is to create access to education. And so being able to do that in different provinces is really exciting for us. I think that, the possibility of expanding into other countries is really exciting as well. And being able to kind of tweak our curriculum to different methods that different places have and the way they run their programs in their countries. That's exciting. And then also building programs in Canada that are in need. Casey and I love curriculum design. And so we're at that point in our business with Risio that we can kind of step away from the day-to-day activities that we have team members to help us with now, and we can build curriculum and we can build programs and we can market our program and get out and be the face of Risio and really just get excited about what we're doing and get the industry excited with us.
Oh, that's cool. Like we're seeing you everywhere, so you guys are doing the right things. And our mutual friend Teresa says nothing but wonderful things about what you guys are doing. So it's working. So give yourselves a pat on the back. I got a good question here. So to the a message to the clinicians out there. How could they make their CDA's lives easier? Maybe a loaded question, but I like throwing those kind of questions out there.
Yeah, clinicians as in the dentist?
The dentist, yeah.
The dentist. Oh boy. I've worked for some really good dentists, and so I feel as though they make our lives easier every day by being a part of the team. And if we're lucky enough to work in an office like that at some point in our career, it's really wonderful. And so I think just teamwork and being a part of something that you call a family every day, because you're typically there 5 days a week. So that environment, that culture that they can create for the team environment, and just really feeling that there's value in training the people that they have on their team and upskilling them and making sure that education is always a part of people's future.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, we've said this a few times, and I'm sure you two feel that you're like sisters. Like in the dental practice, it truly becomes a family, doesn't it? It's a a smaller group. Everybody is kind of like jammed together in confined spaces, so you're almost like melded together, and if you're not getting along, you really feel that. Or if somebody's going through something, everybody feels that. Would that be a correct assumption?
Yeah, I would agree. And like at Risio, we're so lucky. We have an amazing team. Our facilitators, they work so hard. They're knowledgeable. They are kind and caring. And I would consider each and every one of them part of the Risio family. And I think that that environment goes such a long ways in a dental office. So I think that to make a dental assistant's life easier, I think that would just include, education, more education on with us involved with cross training. And so, the front end knows the back end, and then also education on the communication and the soft skills. So that, being able to work as a cohesive team, it makes or breaks an office.
So, we talked about the solutions. Like, what would derail an office's culture, if you will? What is it? Is it a lack of leadership? What is lacking there that it's not a good place to be?
Yeah, I would say lack of leadership for sure. Sorry, Casey, I don't mean to cut you off. I would say lack of leadership, but also I think we all know that it doesn't take much to set a team spiraling into a place they don't want to be. Sometimes it's one person. And I think just identifying that and dealing with it like
Right.
on the spot.
I like that answer. Yeah. Not just kind of stepping around it, right? Like address the elephants in the rooms. Right.
And just as much as we can consider like a negative trait that can go, through an office quite quickly, but positive traits can too. So
Yeah.
those, you can really, lead by example, and you can also instill the culture that you want by displaying that, and it can spread quite quickly. So we recognize that those small things make a big difference.
100%. And just kind of try, like, stay positive, right? Put the systems in place so that it's, everybody's responsible for, they know what they're responsible for, I think is another one too. Yeah. Anything else to add? Anything super exciting, burning on the mind? You want to get it out there? We'll start with you, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, we're just excited to really make a difference. We recognize the shortage of dental auxiliary across Canada, and we have firsthand experience actually seeing the difference that it makes to educate your own team members within your own community, within your own office. And, we want to be able to offer that option even to a greater extent. So we want to be innovative. We want to think outside the box. We want to be able to challenge the status quo and think about like what it would be like to even be able to, instead of bringing dental assistants to us, what would it be like if we could go to them and actually meet these students in their hometowns and in their communities and be able to rise them up from within.
Love it. Carey-Ann, what's brewing?
Casey said that so well that I feel like I just need to say ditto.
You're just gonna ditto that? Yeah, that's fine.
Say ditto to Casey. That was well spoken, and we definitely share the same vision. So thank you, Casey. You summed it up.
Awesome. All right. With that being said, thank you so much for your time today. Let's have you back. Let's have you back on when you guys open up Toronto. I want to hear about how that's going.
That'd be great. We'd love to.